Previously on Survivor Branford. Emerge united the 6 former queens with the last 4 kings to begin the next phase of the game. Despite the possibility of new alliances being born, old tribal lines held up heading into the group's first tribal council. Led by Lisa, the former queens elected to target Eddie, but give every indication that it would be Joe who'd get the votes in order to flush a hidden immunity idol. The kings, not privy to the actual target, hatched a plan to allow Joe to take possession of the immunity idol and play it for himself. At Tribal Council, despite Melissa being the second former queen to throw a vote at Lisa, the girls' plan worked perfectly as Joe burned the idol and Eddie became the 5th voted out. 9 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
So, I'm not feeling very safe in this game right now, after 4 people voted against me. I expected the guys, it's just, I can't decide which girl voted for me. I'm thinking it's Melissa. She was a returner and, the newbies started out in an alliance against the returners, so. Dennis.
So that leaves one person for the women who voted for you.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's gotta be Melissa. She was working with Angela at the beginning and I was one of the key people to get Angela out first train. Melissa's the other returner, so she
Right.
I'm more open to working with boys now that I feel like I don't know who voted for you. Like I thought
I can't trust them anymore.
I thought I had like a good read on every girl, but I
Yeah.
clearly don't because
So I can
somebody
say I
voted
think
for
it's
you.
Melissa as much as I want, but I
I
really
genuinely
don't
am
know.
not. Like the girl tribe is not as
Strong as
strong as I thought, but like I had no idea until tribal council. So like now I'm like, okay, well clearly
They're better liars than we
someone-
think.
yeah.
I feel like I'm talking to everyone and like trying to have a good rapport with everyone, but I really thought like the plan was just to do Eddie, so
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
but it was just that there were 4 votes for Lisa. I feel like, I know, so I heard that Dennis was not one of them. He voted Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. So it's not all the guys. Yeah, so there's someone in there. If Dennis voted Joe, then that leaves 3 possible guys. But it had to be one girl. is
Yeah,
the
there had to
thing.
be at least
Yeah. Somebody's gotta have information.
So I'm not really sure what's going on. We obviously got our vote in for Eddie last time. It seemed to go, but that there was a rogue vote for Lisa, and we just don't really know who could have flipped. We know some of the guys' votes because they were owned up to it, and they're trying to vie for positions, and we just don't really know. So I just don't know who to trust at this point. I'm gonna talk to more people and see where people's heads are at and figure out what's going on.
I just want to know, did you know anything about like the changing vote and stuff, or do you have any idea who it might be?
Melissa.
I had a feeling it wasn't her. It wasn't Melissa. I don't
It's
know. I don't know.
There's somebody that keeps voting, like rogue votes,
Yeah.
that we don't know. And I feel like until we uncover that person, it's hard for us to like keep that trust. It's like there's somebody that's trying to like diffuse it.
Yeah.
I surprisingly trust Dennis with the vote. He voted with us.
Yeah, he voted for
For Joe, like we said. I trust him.
So that's the thing, is do we stick with what we know, or do we try and bring in others? I feel like I trust you.
Yeah. Like, I'll take you all the way.
Yeah.
another rogue Lisa.
Well, there was a couple of rogue ones there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the guys, I
Yeah,
feel
'cause-
like.
well, I mean,
because Dennis was the Joe vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dennis was Joe, but then we have 4 Lisa votes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm assuming it was me, Eddie, and Saint.
But then we were missing
There's
one.
still missing one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know the one.
Who's gunning for this?
So I'm at a point now in the game where it's 6 girls left, 3 guys, and I'm like ready to make a move, mix things up a little bit. There have been some rogue Lisa votes, so somebody from the girls tribe is like trying to flip. So it's kind of coming down to who we think we don't really trust. I was just talking with Sarah. We think possibly Melissa, but like moving forward, we're just trying to get people that we can trust, getting like a 4 or 5, and that's kind of where things are at.
Still one of the guys, or there's the opportunity to shake things up more, especially if we could figure out who flipped from the girl side.
It was definitely Melissa, and I think that a lot of us are at the point now in the game where we're ready to make moves and play.
You must have. I hope you loaded up, Eddie. If you would have told me if you were flipping to Alicia, like the idiot would have Joe thinking, oh, did you vote for Alicia?
I have to be totally honest with you. Because like I need you and Joe in this. Like I didn't want to at all. I didn't vote for anyone. I voted for Lisa, and the reason I couldn't tell you was because I have the idol rule that if I voted for a person and they only receive one vote, and then I confront them on camera, then I get the idol. But I had no idea you guys were all voting for Lisa. So because I voted for Lisa, and 3 other people did too, I don't get the immunity idol. I threw it out there because I knew there would be a confrontation afterwards, and I didn't...
Oh, you weren't necessarily trying to get her out.
I wasn't trying to get her out this turn, but I wanted her out next turn, and if I could start conflict with her, but have the idol on my side, and she's like, you know, gunning for me, and I have the idol, and she gets out, then that would have been perfect. I am really sad, I guess, that I didn't get the hidden immunity idol there. In order to like seal the deal on the immunity idol, I would have had to confront Lisa about being the only vote for her, but was not expecting 3 other votes for her. I feel like there's one person I can trust left in the game, and that is Sarah. But you and I are still solid. Yeah. Even though I put it for you. So we could move to strike at Lisa.
Okay.
Melissa's going to be the first out on the course, very confidently walking to where she thinks she started. She's found her spot, and it's time to measure. We didn't actually paint a yellow dot on the grass. The white flag represents the starting point. That's not the look of someone happy with the result. Nonetheless, Melissa's in first place with a distance of 19 feet 6 inches. Lexi out to try her luck, smile on her face as always. As can be seen, all of the other castaways will have their backs to the challenge the whole way through. And Lexi's measurement comes in at 21 feet 4 inches, leaving Melissa still atop the leaderboard. Sam up next. Drifting a ways away from the starting point.
Excuse me?
And he's exceeded the length of the tape measure, giving him a distance of over 25 feet. Next up is Joe. Walking in the complete wrong direction, where's he going? It seems that Joe is taking the approach of retracing his steps rather than completing the triangle. How will this compare to the scores already established? Quite well actually, as Joe clocks in at 5 feet 11 inches, putting him comfortably in first place. Sarah takes her turn, and I'll note that the scores have been kept private thus far. No one has any idea where they stand. Making her way towards the start, and calls for the measurement. Seems to like her spot, which is 13 feet 9 inches away, although Joe still leads. Lisa's out next, already doing some calculations before she takes a step. Walking very deliberately, and looks to be a cross between a surfer and a sobriety test. Lisa seems to be counting the exact number of steps she'll need to get to where she thinks she wants to be. And after all that, she's only 4 feet 7 inches away, which gives us a new leader in the challenge. Here's Sarah Elizabeth, and it looks like she's come up with the same idea that Joe had. Hopefully she's able to breathe through that buff. And her spot takes my breath away. She's now in first place, only 2 feet 6 inches from the starting point. Michelle has her work cut out, creeping up on the flag, or maybe just sleepwalking. She's had a lot of time to prepare a strategy, and it looks to have been a good one. And she now takes the lead only by 2 inches. Dennis the last out. Either Michelle will win immunity or he'll snatch it away. He needs to be within 2 feet 4 inches of the flag, and without a course correction, seems like he's not going to hit that target. Calls for a measurement, and it's just a formality at this point. Michelle wins individual immunity.
Congratulations, individual immunity is yours. You cannot be voted out this round. As for the rest of you, tribal council looms. One of you will become the next voted out of the game.
I want to be able to prove my loyalty.
If Lisa's the next target, how do we rally the votes to get her out?
So I think, like, the guys would still vote together. Obviously, I just don't have a good feeling with, like, your group dynamics, and like I want to be able to work where you guys see an opportunity for me to work.
Yeah, there is division. There's
Okay.
there's definitely an opportunity for guys.
I can potentially rally Joe and Dennis.
Okay.
So if you think Lisa's would be a good vote, I can pitch it to them. I can tell them that you can be on, maybe like you'll be on board with me.
Okay.
If we want to go Lisa, like I'm comfortable with that. I think we can make something work, and then we just pull in one more.
I think we could maybe pull in Sarah too as well. I actually feel really good about that conversation that I just had with Sam. So
hopefully something along those lines works out. I don't feel like my name is being brought up at this point, so I'm feeling okay. And I'd really like to get Lisa out this round.
I don't think the Girl Alliance is very solid anymore. Hopefully maybe I can make some deals with Joe and Dennis.
Probably, like, I'm in a weaker position than I was in a weaker position than you are, and I probably still am. So, like, naturally, yeah,
Debatable now,
yeah,
but
that's true. That's why I think we should work together. But what I'm saying, the thing that I wanted to tell you was, I can still work with Dennis. Dennis told me he was going to vote for me because people were telling him to vote for me, and he wanted to look like he was, not working with me.
How would you feel if I did vote for you, knowing you have an idol? I feel like everyone I've told, like, oh, I'll go along with the house.
Yeah, okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Dennis and I can work together. Like, we are going to play it off that, like, bridges are burned. Dennis, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Oh.
You voted for me.
Tension.
I mean, I can work with Dennis. I don't know how you feel about Michelle. We could potentially work with her. And Sam, I think we could work with as well. We only need 5 right now.
Yeah.
There's 9 people. We only need 5.
I'd definitely be looking to going with Michelle and Dennis.
I hope you'll trust me with who you actually being
You
voted
proved
for
yourself
this
for
one.
last vote, Dennis, so how would you feel about like talking to Lisa?
Like, get anyone else?
We can approach.
We need to find a fit.
Yeah.
And get Sam to work with us.
I think we need 5. Who would be...
So I talked to Sam, and Sam seems solid. I think I can work on Sarah. You, me, Joe, Sam. That's 4. And I think Sarah could flip. Well, so the plan to have the idol and get Eddie out is Lisa's plan. So, like, she came to play. Yeah. I feel like my name is gonna just come up again. Yeah, I'm just trying to like lock down a little bit more in alliance.
Wait, if we get Melissa out, or we
If we get Melissa out on this one, then it'll be like me, Michelle, Joe, and it'll be 4 and 4.
So hopefully, between you, me, Michelle, and Joe are all good on it, and Joe is hopefully going to firm it up with Sam, and Sam will hopefully do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a good read on, like, really what's going on clearly since I wasted an idol.
Give me a good vote.
And Dennis voted for me. What the heck? I know nothing. You don't
I really think it's Melissa.
It's for Melissa. Like, Melissa's a strong player. Like, she understands strategy. She understands things. She's got a good social game. Like, she can go far. She went far the last time she played. I wouldn't mind voting for her. I mean, obviously, I'm worse off than I was last time, and now Dennis voted for me. So it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
If you want someone out this game, I feel like I can do a good job helping you with that and make it happen.
Either we join up with Melissa and we get out Lisa, or we join out with like Lisa and Michelle and get out Melissa. Yeah, I feel like we need to find Joe and like talk through.
I know. We definitely gotta find
We
him.
have a chance here, but we need to get out. I know. I just want to write. It feels like they're both sets are genuine.
Yeah, like I feel like my fortune has done a complete 180. A lot of the attention seems to be on Lisa and Melissa, and they both seem to be pretty strong players, to be honest. Like they're both very strategic. Melissa, I definitely view Melissa as a threat. But the more I play with Lisa, the more I see her as a threat as well. From what I can tell, it seems like Melissa's going forward.
Yeah, I figured that. She was with Angela from the start, and when I went after Angela, she was not happy with me, so I mean.
Returning players are a rare breed in this game now.
Yeah, you're right.
So I really didn't want to see Eddie go. That was Lisa's plan. Which, she pulled off marvelously. She's extremely calculating. She's done her research. She knows what she's doing. Yes.
I'm sure Sam would be in, right?
I'm sure Sam would be in.
I think we could get Sarah to go with us.
So Sam and I talked about Lisa.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Alright. We pulled the trigger on just get Lisa out. We'd still have a 5-person advantage against the guys, so it might be a good time to do it.
I think Sarah's playing nice, but she's got daggers out. And I think you and me and the other newbies are on the same page, except for Sarah.
Yeah.
gonna try and get the four of us apart. Yeah.
I think Melissa and Sarah might be lying about who they voted for, and I think that makes them kind of loose cannons.
If we can get Lisa, I think we can get Dennis, even though Dennis and I aren't, things aren't going so well between me and Dennis, but it sounds like you were able to get Dennis on board with Lisa right
I feel
now.
strong about Dennis. I felt good about Sam. Sam was honestly.
Oh, I feel good about it.
Well, he was the first person to reach out to me about this.
Okay.
So we're thinking Lisa. I don't feel super strong with our original alliance, but I feel good about us.
I mean, if we get Dennis and Sam, that's
We're good.
5 votes right there.
Yeah.
Okay, final 9. Dennis, was it disappointing to you, the last vote, to see a former member of the King's tribe go out, or are we past the gender divide at this time and that was more coincidence than anything?
Clearly Dennis doesn't have a problem voting for guys.
Why is that, Joe?
Because he voted for me.
Oh, so he was the one vote that was for you. So you wasted your idol on Dennis's vote.
I wasted my idol and I lost an ally.
I just wanted your idol to mean something. I thought that was where the house was all going, so I followed, and I was the one guy out in the field.
There were a lot of people telling Dennis, oh, it's Joe, vote for Joe, and he said, okay, I'll go along with it.
There were rumors of different people, I feel like, and some people were told different things, so I feel like that's maybe what he heard. And
Let's see, do you feel like you've got total control right now over the King's tribe? You getting them to vote whatever way you want, do whatever you want them to do? Or is it a little bit more complicated than that?
No, I think it's more complicated than that. I think that now that the tribes have merged, and I think the last tribal council was kind of telling for a lot of people, so I don't think it's like cut and dry anymore. I think like there's a lot of intertwining situations that are going on. So
Sam, where do you come down in the Dennis versus Joe feud?
You know, it was definitely a little eye-opening to me for the beef to ensue. You know, it was a little shocking. You know, honestly, it made me contemplate my position within the merged tribe, and you know, I just wanted to get some time to connect with everybody, feel them out, and you know, show where my loyalty lies. Yeah, I mean, I think things could definitely shake up, but you know, I'll go with the consistent trend, which is you can never be comfortable. I think it's really anybody at this point.
Lisa, do you agree with that? Could it be anybody?
I mean, I feel like at this point it could be anybody. I wasn't expecting 4 votes at the last tribal council, so I mean, I'm not sure about anything anymore, to be honest.
Did you investigate where those votes might have come from?
I tried my best. I mean, you can never be sure. Nobody's gonna say, yeah, Lisa, I voted for you to your face, you know, so.
Hey, Joe,
I guess some people will, but you gotta take everything with a grain of salt.
So, Melissa, one other trend that's been kind of evident through the game is returning players versus new players. It seems like the new players have the edge to this point. Unfortunately, you were not a new player this season, at least. Have you been feeling the pressure to make moves to stay in this game?
I've definitely been feeling the pressure to make moves. Whether I've successfully executed any of those moves is definitely questionable. New players are dominating the game this year, and it's really interesting to watch.
Michelle, are you realizing that among you there are certain threats that you don't think can go much further in the game to benefit your own game?
I mean, I think at this point everyone here is a threat, and in terms of moving forward, I mean, I don't know how the vote's gonna go. So I've been told multiple names, and I am not a part of like necessarily any alliance per se. Like I feel like there's definitely been some cracks, so it's a little concerning. Might be safe tonight, but not next vote. So
Sarah Elizabeth, wrap this up. Give us a nice closing statement for what you think is about to happen at this tribal council.
I think what's going to happen is what I have said is going to happen to most people, except for like that one person that you have to be like, oh, we're not for Dennis, you know.
So translate that a little bit.
Well, like, you know, when you're going to vote for someone and they ask you who you're gonna vote for, you just can't tell them I'm gonna vote for you. Yeah.
So business as usual. You have your target picked out. You lied to your target. Too bad. Target's going home anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people are like more crafty than me. They like come up with it, like fleshing out the idol was amazing. I'm just gonna say
Nice job.
Yeah.
So to the group, are kings and queens no more this deep into the game?
I think after this tribal we'll see.
Okay, well I can't wait to see what happens. As usual with this group. Is there anything anyone would like to add or to say before we do the vote? Okay, so then we will do the vote. And Lisa, you're up first. If anyone has a hidden immunity auto and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Once votes have been read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote. Lisa. Lisa. 2 votes, Lisa. Melissa. Melissa. That's 2 votes Lisa, 2 votes Melissa. 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 4 votes Melissa, 2 votes Lisa. 6th person voted out of Survivor Branford. Melissa. Melissa, that's 5, that's enough. You'll need to bring me your torch. Melissa. Try this one.
Kind of disappointed. I don't know. I'll be interested to see who voted for me because like I really wasn't able to tell. So that's too bad. I guess I really did need that hidden immunity idol. I should have went for possibly an easier target that time around. I really hope that Dennis and Joe and Sarah stick it out, even if one of them voted for me. Like, I know, like, what has to be done has to be done. It is what it is.